Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I'm your host, your DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the list. You got 150 entries, and then you're a shark, and I don't fuck with you. So there's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get him in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300.
Right. Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we're gonna be breaking down a little bit of the MLB slate coming up for today. We've got 15 games on tap. We've got 8 games, I believe, in the early at 1 o'clock. First pitch goes out at 1:10. Then we've got another 7 games in the later, and that's at 3:05 in the afternoon. So it's gonna be a really, really full day of MLB. I am looking forward to it. Very excited. But what we're going to do now, just to kind of talk about, some plays that we had, kind of recap the night a little bit. Man, how about Giancarlo Stanton? If you didn't have any Stanton in your life, boy, it was kind of tough. And Coors was litty. Coors was so litty, bro. Like, I'm telling you, on a night like tonight, if you didn't have any exposure to Coors, it was very hard for you to cash. Because most people, that went into Coors and played guys from the Rocky side, they didn't just play one. They played quite a few of them. And I was on Senzatella as a pitcher. I kind of had to be on him because I did want to get exposure to some of those Rockies bats. I thought they were going to be a really good spot at home. Was just wanting to ride the wave that we saw take place the night before, and that proved to be a very solid wave for me. I ended up 3 times my buy-in, so that's pretty solid. I'm on a pretty good streak, man. Over the last, every day this week, bro, I've made something. I haven't lost anything every day this week, so that's pretty solid, man. It doesn't happen often for me in MLB, so I'm very excited about that. Real quick, man, how about the homie Kurt Cover? Old Cover 2. Josh, we was having a big homie. How about Kurt Cover, man? Came up with some advanced spreadsheets. We've got those up in the VIP, man. You're welcome to use those. You can kind of upload your projections, download them. I think it's an Excel file that you can use. So we're definitely gonna be taking advantage of that. That was sweet, bro. Lane Elliott, the big homie. Good to have you, man. And if you wanted to get access to some of these things, man, these tools that we use, and just the togetherness and the family, the bond that we all have in the VIP, man, you're more than welcome to join us. Go to the website at www.thedailyfantasysweatshop.com. I will drop a link to that in the description of this YouTube video, man. So you can definitely come on in and fuck with us, man. We are the best in the game. Quite frankly, we the best in the game. That's just real. It's been that way. It's been that way for quite some time, and it's not going to change. Because these guys are fabulous, you know what I mean? These guys are fabulous. So, real quick, Dexter on the golf tip, man, didn't do very well in my golf. I really didn't. I kind of went away from a couple of guys you were talking about and didn't really do well. So, the one guy I had that I did like was Vegas. I had Vegas going, so that was pretty sweet. So, I was pretty excited about him doing well. I had 2 guys that didn't make the cut. You know what I mean? So. Oh, and the UFC thread is still popping as well. Josh Burden, what's up, big homie? Good to see you, man. Yo, we're doing the first class pretty early tonight. Kenny Shave just entered the building. Good. Yeah, we got to do it a little bit early because the games ended a little bit early. Usually the games don't end until 2, 3 o'clock if you got those late West Coast games, and the Angels are playing because they push every fucking game into. Rhino says he's knocking on 450 in the UFC right now. Solid. So, and that's we got it all, man. MLB, NBA, MMA, golf, esports. Like, these cats are on everything. NASCAR. Jeremy Ladd's the guy for that. It all goes down. Courtney Smith, man. I just shouted you out, man. How about Courtney Smith and the very solid showing that he's been having lately in the sweatshop when it comes to MLB, man. Solid, bro. Beautiful, beautiful. Shit like that gives us hope that we can that we can do this thing and make a couple dollars along the way. So, like I said, we do have 8 games in the early. We've got 7 games in the main. The main is gonna be at 3:05. I've got a few items open in front of me. I can't show them to you because of licensing issues. A couple of NASCAR cats are in the thread right now. Cool, good. That's coming from Jeremy Ladd, our resident NASCAR enthusiast. I've got RotoQL open. I've got the Line Star. Of course, my favorite, which is Fangraphs. Of course, we got DraftKings and FanDuel open just for the pricing aspects. And also, we've got MLB.com and Swish Analytics. Those are where we're going to be working from. Mo, you still doing NBA videos? Nah, man. We've moved on from Rudy has kind of taken the NBA playoffs as his thing. You know, he came up with the perfect lineup strategy, and he's really been rocking there. So he kind of does that while I focus my attention on MLB, and we've got some NFL stuff coming shortly too, because the NFL season is fastly approaching. So you you definitely want to be a part of us then, definitely. So a couple of plays that we did have now in the early slate. I won back my buy-in plus a little bit. There was 2 things that really stuck out for me on that early slate. And number one was, this was a perfect time to stack the Cubs. And we talked about the Cubs a lot in the midday mix, as well as in last night's YouTube video. We talked about the Cubs. And I said there that I didn't want to stack them, but I did feel like there was a couple of one-off guys that I did like. And I had Rizzo in a lot of spots. I had some Schwarber, and I had some Chris Bryant. I had no Contreras, and Contreras went off. I'm talking about grand slam, Yachty, like he went ham. And I had no Contreras. That hurt. And there was a point in the day where I was losing my entire buy-in. I was like, man, fuck, man, I'm gonna lose everything. And then something that I had been screaming all day long, it happened. My fucking Yankees went off. My Yankees went off, bro. And they actually were able. I was able to win some money for them. And Judge, the Judge came in, hit a big one. It was very solid, man. Very solid slate in the early. And in the main, so I had a lineup in the main that eclipsed 180 points. Something like 185 points. Any other night, you're taking it down. But what you've got to remember, man, is when Coors is lit like that, that automatically raises the cash line. And it's so hard to cash. I'm talking, I had a lineup that was like 134 and didn't hit the cash line. So whenever Coors is lit like that, it is very hard to hit the cash line. Bro, it really is. I mean, Coors was fucking lit today, and it was lit last night too. And I completely faded Coors the night before, but I definitely got into it today. And I just had Rockies guys. I didn't have much exposure to the San Francisco guys. I really liked the Rockies bats today, and that proved to be a very solid strategy, as I was, of course, able to triple my buy-in. So I was very, very excited about that. A couple of pitching prospects that we did talk about. Can I get some kudos for the Corey Lewis says he has 155 and barely cashed. It was unreal. Can I get some kudos for the Senzatella play? Yo, Straley. All right. So we were here last night, and one of the homies, I believe it might have been Dave Cunningham, who was like, "Yo, I'm playing Straley everywhere. I'm all Straley." And I was like, "Yeah, I like him too, but I'm playing Senzatella." I tried to one up him with a cheaper play that I thought was gonna play well too. And so Senzatella went out, had a really good game, got the win, scored about 20 points. And yo, the Straley pick? Oh my God, Straley channeled his inner Nolan Ryan and had 14 strikeouts, I think. He went fucking nuts, bro. He went nuts. Straley was the play. And I had him in a couple of spots, but I had a lot more. Ray than I should have. I had a lot more Ray than I should have. I'm talking about, I posted one of my lines, because I like to post them in the VIP so the guys know the guys I'm talking about are the guys I'm playing. You know what I mean? So Josh Dewey said Straley. That's who it was. Yeah, Dewey was like Straley. Mo and I tried telling y'all about Senzatella. Yeah. That was Josh Dewey was talking about Straley. And yo, he went off, man. It was really dope. It was really dope. And just to talk about, because I believe the perfect lineups are out. We get to see what you would have done either on FanDuel or DraftKings. Now the perfect lineup today for the 9-game main is Carrasco, Dan Straley, Austin Hedges, okay, Mark Reynolds, of course, bat, Brandon Phillips from the Atlanta Braves, Jake Lamb, Andrelton Singleton, who went off, had a really nice one. Yasmani Tomas, who went double yachty. David Peralta, and Giancarlo Stanton. So what I'm seeing here is there are 3 Arizona Diamondbacks in the perfect lineup. And I'm going to tell you something, because we saw them really go off the night before. We did. They went ham the night before. So, because you were saying that, Josh, you were saying that he was number 2 in the model that you were running, talking about Dan Straley. That's right. And that's kind of what put me on him, though. That's what put me on him, that conversation that we had. And so tonight's perfect lineup on DraftKings, man, there was a ton of guys that we actually really chopped up a lot in the sweatshop. Simmons did make it. Yeah, Simmons did. Yeah, he had 23. Courtney Smith says he went with a full Arizona stack. Rhino DFS says he stacked Arizona. So that was the way to go. And it was actually just the same thing that happened the other night. So very, very, very solid choice of plays, man. Very solid choice of plays that we had in the sweatshop. Love your dedication, bro. See you in the VIP. You know it. I'll be right here, man. Now, the perfect lineup on FanDuel, headlining it is going to be Dan Straley, 7.7 in salary. He scored 61 FanDuel points. You had Wilson Contreras. Well, that's the all day. I'm gonna lock up the main in 9 games. Yeah. Okay. Straley, Hedges, Mark Reynolds, Brandon Phillips, Jake Lamb, Simmons, Mike Brantley, Tomas, and Giancarlo Stanton. So look at Gun Deck in the spot. It's the big homie. Everybody say what's up to Gun, man. He's over on YouTube, man, checking us out. So we had some really, really, really solid plays in the shop, man, that we chopped up, and I was very happy about that. Real quick, man, we're going to roll through, because the number one thing that I kind of want you to have in your mind set right now, that I want you to really, really grab a hold to, and we're talking about that early slate first, is of course your pitching, man. That's where it all starts. If you can get your pitching down, if you can find out who's going to be today's Dan Straley, the mid-level pitcher that's going to score, that's going to lead all pitchers in scoring, then you're in a good place. Hopefully we've got some studs on the slate. Let's go ahead and check it out. We got John Lackey for the Chicago Cubs at 9.8. We've got Bronson Arroyo for the Cincinnati Reds. They're going to be playing each other. It's a 9-point total. Gun in there, the big homie. So you got you got a 9-point total in this game. You got the Cubs and the Reds. It's been somewhat of an offensive explosion over the last game or two with the Cubs. So I think you can take a shot with a lot of those guys. We're going to talk about some more of that in the VIP. We're just going to go over some pitching here for you. So I'm not on Lackey. I'm not on Bronson Arroyo. The next game is Houston and the Tampa Bay Rays. We've got Matt Andriese at 6.8 for the Rays, and we've got Joe Musgrove at 7.6. Don't really like those guys too much either. Not really the way I want to look there. Then we've got Eduardo Rodriguez for the Boston Red Sox against Kevin Guzman for the Baltimore Orioles. And let me tell you something. I'm kind of partial to Guzman in this spot for the simple fact that Boston is playing horribly, and there's a lot of shit going on in Boston right now. The Celtics were struggling. The city was kind of down about that. We know we had the whole debacle with Aaron Hernandez, killing himself in jail. Then you had the thing with Brady didn't want to go to the White House. There's a lot of shit. Boston is in a turmoil. Plus the Red Sox. Okay, she's crying. Okay, what's wrong? What do you need? I'm sorry, I've been interrupted by. What's wrong? What do you need?
I can't get it back on.
You can't get it back on? What you want to watch? The Play-Doh? Here you go. It's right there. This is my baby. I'm sorry. This is my youngest baby. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and watch the Play-Doh, baby. I'm a dad, man. What can I say? She wants to watch the Play-Doh on YouTube. It happens. So, yeah, a lot of turmoil going on in Boston, man. So I don't know how these guys are really acting. So the Cubs going to kill Arroyo like they always do. I agree with that, Dave Cunningham. So I'm not on Eduardo Rodriguez at all at 6K. I think I might want to take a look at Kevin Guzman at 7.4. She's bound to just walk up to me and just start talking to y'all at any time. Like, that's just how she is. That's the one that crawled up on the counter and stole the candy a while back. That's her. So the Atlanta Braves and the Phillies are the next couple of games. We got pitchers. We got Mike Fotonitz. I can never say his name. And we got Zach Eflin. Don't have any interest in either of these guys. Actually, I'm looking to play a couple of bats in this game, especially from the Philadelphia side. Especially from the Atlanta side. I like the Atlanta side. Next, we got my Yankees and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Yankees bats are hot right now. The Yankees bats are hot right now. So and ordinarily I would like Ivan Nova. He's a pitcher that I really do like in most occasions. But I think the heat coming from the Yankee bats is something I really don't want to test. I think Jordan Montgomery is not a player that I'm gonna like. Mo in combo guard mode right now. Yeah, that you know what time it is, baby. Jordan Montgomery had a pretty decent start out last time, but not somebody who I really want to play against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we've got Danny Salazar for the Cleveland Indians against Derek Holland for the Chicago White Sox, and it is always okay. It is always okay to attack the White Sox. Okay. Now, that may not have worked out a few games ago, but I think, in this spot, man, Danny Salazar at 11.3, I definitely think that you can take a shot at this guy. I like him. Especially against the White Sox, yes. Yes, you can give me some Danny Salazar. Kaheem Jones says he loves Salazar. He's priced up at 11.3, though. Next, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. We got Mike Leake at 7K and Jimmy Nelson at 7.2. What the fuck happened to the Brewers tonight? What happened to the Brewers tonight? Like, dude, like played great ball against them, man. Great ball against them. So it's got me looking at Mike Leake something. Like maybe we've seen the cooling off of the Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe they're not as hot as they were. Corey Lewis says Salazar's gonna get 10 Ks tomorrow. Give me some of that all day. Kaheem Jones is on Leak. I am on Leak as well. Encarnacion tomorrow. Check them out. Okay. All right, they off the juice. You're saying the Milwaukee Brewers are off the juice. All right, so next game we're talking about is the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins. We've got Michael Fulmer at 9.9 for the Tigers. Kyle Gibson at 6.2. Don't really think I want to attack too much pitching in this game. I kind of like some of the bats. But, we're running out of games to say that we don't like. So we're going to have to find some pitching from somewhere. Because pitching is very slim in the early state tomorrow. So the few guys that we've already, began talking about, guys that we kind of like, are going to be Mike Leake, Danny Salazar. I think some of you are gonna like Ivan Nova, but I'm going with some Braves bats tomorrow. Some Yankees bats tomorrow. So I probably won't be playing Ivan Nova, but I can see why you might like him. And of course, we can take a look at Kevin Guzman against the Boston Red Sox. That's always going to be a contrarian play. Anytime you play a pitcher against the Boston Red Sox, that is a contrarian tournament GPP style play. Anytime. So going over some of the bats that we have for the early games. Going against John Lackey, not sure how you want to test him if you do, but you can definitely play some of these Chicago guys against Bronson Arroyo. Definitely. I mean, that's going to probably be the premier stack for tomorrow, just like it was today in the early. Yesterday in the early. It's going to be the premier stack, and I definitely think you can take advantage of some of those cats. When it comes to Matt Andriese and Joe Musgrove, man, I kind of like a few of the Rays guys. We've got some really good, strong left-handed bats starting out. Milwaukee hasn't been good since 420. Yeah, it's coming from Kenny Shea, bro. That's right. So there's a few bats on the Tampa Bay side we might be able to look at, and I want to take a moment just to tell you, man, the cats in the Twitter world. This is something that guys in the VIP already understand because we went through this. When we talk about building our rosters for MLB, all right, the number one thing that you want, the first thing you want to do is you want to hammer down your pitching. You want to get pitchers that you really like. Pitchers that are in really good spots, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to come up with, and my rule is 3 and 3, because if you're gonna be rolling out multiple lineups, you're gonna be rolling out between 5 and 10 lineups sometimes. You want to get 3 pitchers that are really on your radar. You want to get 3 stacks that you really like, and you want to say you're running out 5 lineups, right? And you got 3 stacks that you like. So you in those lineups, one lineup, you can get 2 of the stacks that you like. Say you like, I like Boston stack and I like Baltimore stack, right? Well, in your lineup, you can get some guys from Boston, get some guys from Baltimore that you like, and if you can't stack a third team with it, well, use some of those guys as one-offs. That's how you build those rosters, because you got to look at it like batting average, man. This is different. Now, in NBA, if a player shoots 40+% from the field, you'd consider that a good play. You consider that a good shooter. Right? A guy that can shoot 40% from the field. 50% is great from the field. You love that. But 40% is the league average, right? Now, in MLB, a batting average is about 300 is good. 280, 300, you know what I mean? From 280 to 320, that's solid. you can get this guy's making $15 million a year batting 290, right? So if you are in basketball, we were right 4 out of 10 slates. So that leads us to believe in MLB we can think about 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 slates we plan on being right, and that's why I want you to employ that stacked method, where you find some bats that you like, an offense that you really like, you stack those guys. Of course, you establish your pitching and go with some one-offs from the other stacks around that, and that's how you're going to be building your rosters. And you're going to be right. You're going to be right. At some point, you're going to be right. If you keep on doing it and you stick to that process, you're going to be right. And when you do, you're going to have nights like Courtney Smith have, where you just totally, 15, 20 times your buying, right? So that's the way we build our lineups when it comes to FanDuel or DraftKings. Those are going to be our core plays. Now, if you would like to find out the stacks that we like in the sweatshop and the guys that we're going to be rolling out, well, all you got to do is come join us and go to the website, get locked in, come in. I will welcome you into the Facebook VIP. Pull back the velvet rope. You can come in and chop over with us. I do this twice a day. I think we start, and right now they're not even listening to me. They're fucking chopping it up amongst each other, and that's cool. That's what we do. But what we do is I do a line drive at 5. Usually the slates lock up around 7, so I do a line drive at 5 where we break shit down right going into the slate, and also I do the late night, the first class. That's where we take our first look at the next MLB slate. That's what we're doing right now. So we're about to go in the sweatshop and go ahead and really chop it up, man. Get into some advanced analytics and stats and shit like that. We're gonna jump into that. You're more than welcome to join us. Go hit the website up and come get with us tomorrow. Thank you so much for being involved in everything that we're doing here on YouTube. It is awesome to see you here. This, of course, is your DFS Jerusalem. Follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Signing off. Remember, the number one thing I want you to do in the sweatshop is keep it 300. Let's go and get in the VIP, y'all. Let's do it.